September, it's the best time of the year. It's crisp, it's fresh, and it's knockout club football time. Double, triple, quadruple headers all over the country. You can spend a whole Sunday sitting in a county stadium on your backside or a nice club ground, drinking tea, eating crisps, and watching club championship. And the drama it brings. I'm joined by Niall McIntyre. How are you getting on?
Not too bad, Conan. All good. Yeah, it's a great time of the year, as you said, so enjoying it.
Yeah, it's not exactly new stories. I mean, it seems to be a repeat of the stories year on year on year, but we still get our teeth stuck in this. So the top story in the Irish Independent website today, on the sports section anyway, Colin Keys. St Eunan's are considering a challenge to the result of their Donegal Senior Football Championship preliminary quarter-final against Termon on Saturday, on the basis that their opponents had 16 players on the field when they got their leveller near the end of extra time. So if nobody's seen this, like, it's in extra time. I think 75, 76 minutes on the clock. It's all square. Enda McCormick is the sub who comes on for Termon, and he is the one who gets the extra time winner. Like, he's unmarked. The commentary team are pointing out that he's unmarked, basically blaming Eunan's for that, but he's come on as an extra man. This isn't the same as the Glen Kilmacud All-Ireland final a few years back. Like, that's still bad. But Glen had the free, they had the ball. Kilmacud had a player half on, half off. I know they had another player half on, half off as well, but Glen were two behind. They needed a goal. It's not the same. Like, this is Termon with a free. The teams are level. The guy that has just been brought on the pitch gets the ball from a long kick in behind the defenders because he's not being picked up. And the thing is, like, all I'm hearing now is, St Eunan's shouldn't be appealing that. They don't deserve it. They didn't beat them. Basically, take your oil. I don't know if you have that saying down south, Niall, but that's a big saying in the northwest. So I think St Eunan's people would know what I'm talking about. Like, take your oil, St Eunan's. You had your chance to beat them and you didn't. How have we gotten to a stage where the team who are being screwed over are the ones that are being lambasted for querying it, and then they're like treated like a pariah because they're the ones who broke the rules? Like, they're not the ones who broke the rules. They're the ones who are victims here. Same with Glen, only again, this is worse. Both are bad. Both are bad, but Glen were accused of a lack of class. That's no way to win. Take your oil. That sort of thing. Like, if a last-minute decision goes against a team on the pitch, think of Louth against Meath in 2010. Everybody will roll in behind Louth there and say, that's not fair. You're not allowed to throw the ball. That's not in the rules. That shouldn't be a goal. You're not allowed to play 16 players. Like, that's in the rules as well. How is this not just cut and dry? Why are St Eunan's the ones that are being castigated here? Like, I get it. They're the big team. They're the champions. They're from Letterkenny. And I feel sorry for Termon here because it's probably innocent. And it's a nice underdog story. It's probably their biggest result in a long, long time. So I'd hate to have this taken away from them, but they broke the rules. Like, whether it's innocent or not, club championship matches can be decided now by a player innocently wandering into the other half of the pitch and you only have two players up. That could be a free kick down the other side of the pitch now, and it could be a 2-point free as well. Like, this stuff will happen now, and it's innocent, but it's against the rules, and you have to learn to not have extra players on the pitch.
Yeah, I think the reason why you'd be on Eunan's side in it is you can see in the video that two of their players go straight to the umpire telling them that, that they had an extra player on the pitch, and that this was... That's what it seems from the video anyway, that they go straight to the umpire saying this is the reason they kind of had that space, and Enda McCormick got that score. So, like, it had a direct impact on the score that won the game. So it was made a very noticeable difference. So you would be on. I think you would be on Eunan's side, even though it is, as you said, it's very disappointing because it was, you'd imagine, a very innocent mistake just by Termon and the officials as well, that they didn't wait until the sub had ran off the field.
Yeah, like, I'm not looking for a witch hunt here, but I'm just talking about a game that was drawn after 60 minutes. It was still drawn after 15 minutes of extra time. It's a tight match. This stuff matters. Having an extra player on the pitch matters. A long kick pass in the Donegal Championship, that matters. Like, and that happens more likely when you have an extra player on the pitch. Like, it's hard to get away from. If I was St Eunan's, I would be livid. Like, I still remember vividly refereeing decisions that went against your team that were completely unfair. Yeah. And again, I know you have to take it. You take your oil. But in this case, like, I would definitely, if I was from St Eunan's, champions or not, big club or not, all eyes on you or not, I would be looking at this. I'd be appealing it.
Yeah, so I think all will be revealed, I suppose, you'd imagine, in the next few days, whether Eunans will appeal or won't they. I was just looking at their results. They didn't have the best group stage in the Donegal Championship, which is a very unusual setup. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. There's 16 teams in the group. I'm not really sure. But they had 2 losses anyway out of the 5 games they played, so they're not flying it. Whether that will impact on what they do, are they like, maybe it's not happening for us this year.
Yeah.
But they're the defending champions, and I suppose what comes into my mind is Dunshaughlin. They were kind of very lucky to get through in the group stages in Meath. It took a result
Raf Kenny did them a favour, did he?
Yeah, or was it Meath Hill did them a favour? Meath Hill did them a favour with a late 2-pointer that they wouldn't have been expected to win, and now Dunshaughlin won at the weekend, beating Wolf Tones, so they're into the semi-final. So a team like Eunans, they could look at the likes of Dunshaughlin and be like, we'll be able to rise this because we have the quality, having won the championship last year.
You're right, though. Maybe they are thinking long term, because we had Sean Patton on a few weeks ago. He's from St Eunans, and he was talking about the Errigal Kieran match last year where they had them down the stretch and they blew it in the last few minutes. Errigal Kieran did really well to win that match, but they watched Errigal Kieran go on to the All-Ireland final then, like that's what St Eunans probably had in their heads coming into this championship. But maybe now, regardless of they get an appeal or not, they're probably thinking, can we go that far? I don't know if we can.
There's kind of a stigma in the GA. You never want to win a match in the boardroom. It's not the old saying.
I know. And it's only the GA. I think if it was any other sport, everybody would be like, well, you play an extra player. Like, if I said this to anybody outside of Ireland, they'd be like, what are we debating here? You can't win a match with an extra player on the pitch. Why is that other team the ones being criticised? Stephen Cluxton. Jared Brennan has retired him, it seems. Jared Brennan has come out and done the work for him. So he said he won't be playing. He's 100% there as a coach selector. So obviously the Dublin backroom team has been confirmed. Dennis Bastick, Dean Rock, Stephen Cluxton. I'm going to chat to Pat Spillane about it, because he had an article in the Irish Independent as well, and he's not too sure that this is the right ticket for Jared Brennan. But I was thinking about Cluxton and all the service he's given, the years, the success, like one of the most famous players. He's going to go down of all time. If the GAA has been played for another 900 years, people will still talk about Stephen Cluxton, and it just goes out without telling anybody. Jared Brennan, just in the middle of an interview, is just talking about one of his selectors now. And that's how Stephen Cluxton's announced his retirement. But it's not uncommon in the GAA for people just to disappear, even in Dublin. McCaffrey and Mannion, I know they're always talked about coming back, so maybe that's a bit more of a grey area. But I remember Desi Farrell at the time said these lads aren't ones for releasing statements, basically saying they were done under his reign anyway. Jack O'Shea was going back through the archives with Kerry. He just sort of mentioned that in an interview afterwards it was a bad way to end his career. He was just talking about the result against Clare in the Munster final in 92. He's 4-time Footballer of the Year, just casually dropping in like, oh, what a terrible way to end. No statement, no big hurrah. This one would be close to your heart. Paddy Bradley from Derry. No statement. Paddy Bradley actually hasn't officially retired from Derry now. It's been 12 years maybe. I don't think he's coming back now at this stage.
You still holding out hope?
I'm still holding out hope. I remember at the time he was quite sore, and rightly so, and I wrote an article about it at the time, been really hurt on his behalf because of all the service he gave me. I was just going and watching Derry games all over the country all year round, and Paddy Bradley was the one lighting him up, and then suddenly he's just not picked one year.
Okay.
And that's it. It's like, hang on a second, like, let's give this man a bit more credit. I know the hurlers in Kilkenny especially like to do this no statement thing too.
Yeah, there's 3 of them, Pádraig Walsh, Walter Walsh and Cillian Buckley didn't. Like, there was, unlike Cluxton's case, there was a retirement announcement by the county board thanking them for all they've won and so on, but they didn't have any, the players themselves didn't make any contribution to that statement. So that was their way of going out quietly. But Cluxton's is on another level in that there's, whether he doesn't want the Dublin County Board putting out a statement, just saying that he's done. So, yeah, it's just on another level with him.
Cluxton doesn't want the ball after he's kicked it over in the All-Ireland final in 2011. Like, Tomas O'Shea handed him the ball and he booted it into the crowd and ran down the tunnels. That's not for me, I just played a game, I have to get home for dinner now. That's Stephen Cluxton. One other thing I've noticed in this September club championship era, there's a lot of draws happening in stadiums now. You get the videos coming from the county boards. People celebrating in the background as club championship draws are being made. What are you doing? Be careful. Like, if you've never heard of the dressing room wall, you can't be celebrating a draw anyway. Like, just keep your counsel. I get it. Like I'm a GA supporter. I've seen my county getting draws, see my club getting draws, and I'm like, yeah, I like that. But I'm not in the background of a recorded footage. I'm not in the stadium with other people going, yes, brilliant. Come on, like that can come back on you.
Yeah, when you know the camera's on and you're in the firing line, you have to, just remain calm and wait until you get your opportunity to celebrate. But I suppose a lot of GA draws, when it comes to club ones in particular, they could be very kind of amateurish at different times, and you could see different things in the background. I suppose maybe lads didn't even know the camera's on them and so on, and it can just get a bit out of control. But
But people are looking for anything as well. I remember chatting to Michael Verdi, and I was sort of giving out about, these people are mad the way they look at newspaper articles, and he's over a team in Meath. And he's like, I did the same there last week. Now I pulled a season preview, and there wasn't even anything criticising his team. They just weren't talked about enough, and he was happy to bring that to the change. We should get him in to talk about it. But this is the sort of stuff people are looking for motivation anywhere, and if you're recorded on camera behind celebrating, just want to be careful about that.